Good morning, 100 members. There's a pricing discussion going on. This video is to add to it. Ron Curran and I are going back and forth. Ron's comments hit the mark. You should charge more because you can always take less. You should charge enough to cover what your planning has forecasted you'll need to live the lifestyle that you and your staff intend to live and to do what you intend to do with your work. No matter if you're the highest priced person, if you don't charge what those dreams need, you're not going to feed them. So it's starting with the end in mind and pricing your program appropriately. That being said, let me talk about pricing with you in the martial arts industry. First of all, we often, as an industry, have bitten into the idea that we charge a lot right up front. We go for cash, we go for accelerated payments, we go for big down payments, take it or leave it. But when you sign a contract, when you get somebody to pay for a chunk, there's no raising the price, is there? Whatever you get, and if you come from the old school where it was $30 a month and all of a sudden you're getting a $900 payment for a year or a $1,600 payment, you're like, wow, except that we built a whole industry, for the most part, on living and paying for today off tomorrow's tuition, and that's forced us to take on attitudes and thinking that are not sustainable and that are actually can be destructive. If I were your grandma, I would be telling you, hey, don't spend more than you can make right now. You don't live off credit, and you don't fill a school with people who paid you all up front that you paid at 90 days, you spent it 90 days ago, and now you're stuck because your only formula there is expand with no additional income yet. You've already spent the money. You don't have a monthly recurring revenue coming in of any consequence. The only way to do that is get some of those students to go. And in many seminars I've been into, that was the strategy. It's said overtly or it's right under the table. They're not staying. You know you can't keep them, so get your money now. That is what makes states step in and legislate the rules that we can operate under because we are not policing ourselves. The best relationship, money-wise, is that you and your needs are taken care of. Because that's really what we want, right? All your students have to take care of your needs. When I say yours, I mean your staff, all your future plans, your retirement. That's the ultimate situation. You're taken care of, along with your team. At the same time, there's another part of that equation is that you must take care of the student. And there is no way that you can justify charging somebody what you're worth when you first meet them, when you don't know them, when they don't know you, and you haven't done squat for them yet. That being said, when you do know them, when they do know you, when you have proven yourself, you can ask for more money. They won't even blink twice if you put them in a position where they can't say no. Because they do have superfluous income. They are spending it on videos and junk food and things they don't need, and they would be willing to spend it to you, but you have to prove yourself first. So I advocate in the martial arts industry a kind of pricing that's built upon trust. Not built upon contractual, legal documentation and verbiage. Not based on collecting tuition for students who don't want to come, don't like what you do, find all kinds of excuses, and you say, well, we're doing what we said we do. You're the one that's failing when you know damn sure and well that most schools provide pretty below average service. You can't say you've done everything and fulfill your goal because the promises you made, whether they're spoken outright or, inferred, aren't often fulfilled. So let's make it a win-win. Let's develop a trusting relationship. Let's get people in at a price that they can afford. Now, if they can afford $190 a month, so be it. But don't exclude the grandmother taking care of her daughter's children because her daughter died of cancer. Let's not forget that we're in the worst economic times of our lives, and that there are people out there who could greatly benefit from martial arts who can't afford $190 a month, $160 a month. All you have to do is be creative with your pricing and serve your community. If you do the math, if you sit down with a pencil, a pen, and a calculator, you can actually figure out how to structure your pricing so that you can help families that can't possibly afford the highest tuition in town And you can make it a win-win. You can fill extra hours, you can do 1 day a week programs. Your job is not to create a machine that just makes a living. Your job is to serve your community. Building a business that's based on big cash payments and asking people who don't know you to pay up front. Yes, you can do it. We've all done it. It's done in the industry. But we have a 90% in most schools attrition rate. So you're starting a business that is, you know, students are going to drop out. You know you're collecting money. They're not going to have used those lessons. And I don't like it. And I think it's misused more than it's used properly. Pricing is a personal issue. It's your ability, you don't sell prices anyway. You don't sell $150 a month or $190 or $65. You sell benefits. You sell results. So I'm asking you as a member of the 100 to look deeply at how you charge and why you charge what you charge, and to discipline yourself to live off what you make today only from the students that you can keep. You can't keep them. You haven't earned the right to charge them. There's also many ways you can price your program. It all has to do with what you want at the end. How much do you need to operate your business? Is it well thought out? How you get there can go 4 or 5 or 10 different ways. Sit down with a calculator, sit down with a pen, and work it out. But do not develop a system like we've done in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Do not buy into that idea that you have to charge contracts, you have to send people to collection, you have to get paid in fulls, because you can't operate your business unless you get cash. That's just a hamster wheel you do not want to be on. If you need to save your money and invest in your business, go for it. But live off the money you're making today. Don't build a system based on living today off the money you should be living off 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months from now. That's just, it's stupid, it's destructive. Maybe you do it if you have to do it because you've gone in great debt and you just need to raise capital. But most school owners get on that wheel and they can't get off. They're so dependent on tomorrow's tuition to operate today that if they don't start cashing out, they can't stay in business. They can't survive. If you want to debate this issue, if you want to talk about alternatives, if you want to come up with ways to do pricing that's a win, win, win. Win for the community, win for the students, win for the school. Let's do it. Here on the 100, let's have a forum about it. And there's more than one way to skin a cat, I think is the expression. Kind of outdated, not politically correct, not for cats anyway. Let's talk about it, but I'm pushing the industry. I'm suggesting that we don't live off tomorrow's money, that it's already destroyed the reputation of martial arts in many communities because of destructive, unintelligent approaches to the business model of running a martial arts school.